The first thing you're going to want to do is take your watercolor paper and carefully fold it in half. You'll want to make sure that the textured part of the watercolor paper is facing out and the smooth side is facing the inside. Now for this next step, it is completely optional, but if you so choose, you're going to need to take some cardstock and some scissors and cut out some various designs. This can be some letters, shapes, designs, whatever your little heart, no pun intended, can think of. Now for this next step, you're going to carefully take out the jelly plate. You're going to notice that there are two pieces of film stuck to either side. Before you start, you need to make sure that you take off both pieces of film and then carefully place the plate onto your table. Now this is where the fun part begins. You're going to take the paint of whichever colors you choose and paint directly on top of the jelly plate. Be mindful that it needs to be a thin layer that does not coat the entire jelly plate. Now this next step is completely optional, but if you want, you can take a Q-tip and draw directly into the paint. Now if you had created cardstock designs before, this is when you would carefully place them on top of your painted plate design. Now you're going to take your folded watercolor paper and carefully place it on top of your painted plate design. Make sure that the folded edge is facing towards the right side. Make sure that when you place your card carefully on that plate, you do not pick it up or move it. Next, you're going to take your scrap piece of paper and carefully place it on top of your plate and your card. Apply even and medium pressure throughout the entire plate. Once complete, carefully peel up the scrap piece of paper, as well as carefully peel up your card. If you had created cardstock designs, you'll also want to peel those up as well to reveal a bonus print. Once everything has been peeled off, you're going to put your scrap piece of paper back on top of the plate, apply pressure to reveal some extra residue. Afterwards, you're going to take your baby wipe or a couple and carefully wipe off all of the remaining paint. Make sure that you do not miss a spot, as dried paint can easily damage a jelly plate. Once your jelly plate is completely dry, you're going to carefully take both pieces of film and stick them back on both sides of the jelly plate. Afterwards, you're going to carefully place it back inside the tray container. Now before you take any other materials to your card, make sure that all of the paint is dry. If not, you need to take a hair dryer and quickly dry all the paint before you add any sort of materials on top. Now the fun part begins. You get to decorate the inside. There are so many different ways that you can go about doing this. Either you can take some various colored pieces of paper and cut and glue designs, or you can take your bonus prints if you had created some with your cardstock and place those on the inside. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. And voila!